What is up, you guys? My name is Miklos and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We finally got the new set released, the Shiny Reveille, and with that the ranked mode. And since it's like only a few days out, it is still kind of early to talk about a meta, but you can see some early shapes already. A lot of people are grinding the ranked, but also like the tournaments. So I have the decks here for you guys to use on the ranked mode. But before we start, I would much appreciate you guys subscribe to the channel, as we are on the grind for 500 subscribers. So obviously the first deck is an old one, but it is proven to be quite strong yet. It is one of the most strongest decks used back in the days of Arceus, and it is the Dialga Arceus deck, of course, with like variation with the Mew EX and the Shaman. Some people are using like two different Shamans, just like one copy. Overall, you can also tweak it with the new cards, especially with the support red trainer and so on. But overall, this exact deck still works and is still super strong. The strat is the same. You want to get Dialga out as fast as possible and start charging up your Arceus and then sweep with it. The next kind of thing I want to mention is the new EX we got this set, and it is the Mama Tina baby with a combination, in a combination with a Darkrai, but also Magnezone. So we have two different decks here with the Giratina. First off, I think you probably have seen the Giratina Darkrai Dradigon deck, as it became popular day one because somebody was using it in a tournament and it was proven to be quite strong. So here we are. You basically want to play that variation with the Darkrai, just like with the Dark Energy, since Giratina can set up on its own, right? So you want the Dradigon to serve as a wall, while Darkrai and Giratina are sitting at first on the bench and charging up. It is also using like Red, Iono, can use some other cards, of course, to counter some other things, but overall I think it's quite strong, especially once Giratina is set up. It needs some time, but it is quite able to do it on its own, even on the bench, because of its ability. So you just need to make sure you have three exact psychic energy, and then the fourth one could be whatever. So in this version it is the psychic. In the other version, however, where we have the Magnezone, it is being played with the electric energy, although Magneton is able to, just like Giratina, set up stuff on its own. But the Magnezone, once it uses the attack, it is kind of discarding the electric energy. So for this one, it is quite important that you still only play the electric energy. But yeah, it is primarily focusing Giratina, that is doing 130 damage, and with the help of Red, 150. So it's able to deal with stuff like Palkia and everything basically that has 150 HP. When we talk about the Darkrai, we have a deck here that was proven and is still kinda super fast, super aggro, super effective, and it is of course the Weavile Darkrai deck one that is still great. Not much to talk about that. So basically, starting with the Sneasel and the Weavile, you wanna, set it up as fast as possible, having the Darkrai lurking on the bench until it's ready to clap. Next one, we want to talk about the water decks. As you may see, we don't have the Buck Trio, guys. Okay, that's because the Pokemon deserves a separate video and is still like work in progress. But let me tell you, basically it is proving to be quite interesting and quite pretty powerful against the solo aka 18 trainer decks you can guys still use. But Articuno or Palkia 18 trainer decks still kinda pretty strong and effective, especially after they got even more tools after this set release. Basically they got Pokemon Center Lady that is able to heal them up alongside with Irida, making sure they're like healthy and so on. So it is quite crazy that they have more healing options, but you know, they can also use like the new support red trainer that is you know, increasing the damage against other EX Pokemon. And those decks like also to have Team Rocket Grunt, which makes this whole deck strong against its own archetypes, or like in general against any Pokemon that is energy hungry, as every single time you roll ahead you're able to discard opposing a Pokemon energy, so that's quite good. But yeah, you can tweak it to your likings, guys. And of course we have the Gyarados Origin Palkia decks here that are quite strong. Two versions here, one with a Misty and one without Misty, which is quite interesting. So it's proven to be like more consistent, more reliable. You don't rely on the Misty coins that much, and can put like, you can also use like two more other cards, right? But then again, it is not as fast most of the time, so Gyarados really needs like 4 turns to set up, but once it does, it is still very strong. Fighting kinda didn't get that many juicy options, so basically you gonna use the 2 decks that you have used before. So it is the Rampardos Fighting Tool one and the Gallade EX decks. Yes, we got the Lucario EX, but honestly I think it's quite better right now to use the standard Lucario, as you probably need those 20 or 40 damage more than anything else. Rampardos still the menace, only needs 1 energy to one-shot pretty much everything with 100 plus, you know, the stack Lucario ability. It is crazy. And of course Gallade is still proven to be really strong in the meta. Yes, there is Giratina that is super effective against all the fighting, but then again needs some time to prepare, and Gallade also counters every single deck that is heavily relying on a lot of energy. So yeah. And last but not least, we have the Charizard deck here. Now, there's been some variations of solo or like Charizard only decks with the new Charizard, because basically the new Charizard EX can set up on its own. But we have here still a version with the Moltres and you know, 1 copy of an old Charizard EX and 1 copy of a new one. Basically, depending on the situation you're in, you want to use the old Charizard that is able to pretty much one-shot everything, even with like a giant cape, because it's 200 damage, right? But also like 1 copy of a new Charizard that, like I said, can set up on its own if you end up not having Moltres or whatever the reason is. It has, once it is set up, it has no drawback. So yes, it does use like 5 energy to set up, but it's then able to consistently do 150 damage. Honorable mentions would be definitely the grass type decks we didn't feature here, but they're still quite good. Obviously, Executor Celebi decks are still strong. I personally don't like to flip coins that much on the ladder, because like you want to use a more consistent deck, as you want to have more win streaks and so on to climb faster. But overall, still pretty strong, especially if there is a lot of Darkrai around, because like grass is countering that. And then another honorable mentions are two decks that I want to feature in the video, and still kind of finding the best lists for them. One is a Beedrill EX, and another one is the Meowscarada card that is proven to be an absolute EX killer. Quite amazing. 130 damage against an EX, obviously with red even more, but yeah. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Basically pursuing a goal here, 500 subscribers. Until the next time, wish you a lot of success with the decks on the ladder, and happy gaming.